Shalom everyone, and I have a special message for us for today. A lot of people around the world, including myself, including students around the world, have a very similar feeling of loneliness, in which it's very hard to find a spiritual community that will support you. It's very hard to find people that can think the same way. It's very hard to work on a spiritual growth when our society around us, everywhere around the world, is so materialistic. And we're talking about best friends, we're talking about family, we're talking about working place, we're talking about the whole environment. What is the message and how do we deal with that? And the Zohar in Parashat Ba'alotcha has an amazing explanation. Parashat Ba'alotcha in the Zohar, Perush HaSulam by Rabbi Ashlag, the founder of the modern Kabbalistic movement, in verse 88, it explains about, it speaks about this time, which it says, "V'maskilim yavinu." Inun marei Kabbalah. The people that will have the knowledge and the consciousness will understand. That's the translation. These are the people of Kabbalah. These are the ones who are holding on to the study of Kabbalah. And this is taken from the verse in the book of Daniel, speaking about redemption, Daniel chapter 12, "V'maskilim yaziru kezohar hakiyah." The people of knowledge, the people of consciousness will shine like the splendor of the heavens. And that's how the word Zohar became the name of the book that we're talking about. Ilen inun the ka mishtadlin bezohar. Who are they? Those are the people who putting the effort to connect and to deal with the Zohar, the book of the Zohar, the Ikrei Sefer HaZohar, the Yehu Keteivat Noach, which is like the ark, the Noah's ark, the ark of Noach. Now, it's a long article, and I think that nobody ever translated all of Rabbi Ashlag's commentaries about it, but this article is talking about our days. On one hand, in our days, it's a messianic era, which means the whole world is changing drastically and fast. And never in history, the wisdom of Kabbalah was so accessible like today. We're very lucky, which means you can get it from the internet, you can download books, whole books that were impossible to have access to till a century ago. Now you can just get it into your mobile phone. It's amazing. However, it also speaks about two stages. And it speaks about, if we're going back to Noah's Ark, it speaks about the raven and the pigeon, the dove. Noah is sending two birds. One is the raven, one is the crow, and the other one is the dove. The crow doesn't come back. But the crow is a necessity because it talks about Mashiach ben Ephraim. We know there are two stages for the Messianic age. One is usually called Mashiach ben Yosef, the son of Yosef, and Mashiach ben David, Mashiach the son of David. It's like the two stages of the Messianic age. Here, the Zohar calls Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben Ephraim. We know from the Torah that Ephraim was the son of Yosef. So why is the Zohar using the word Ephraim? And the Zohar explains, Rabbi Ashlag explains to the deepest, even deeper than that Ephraim comes from the word Ephir, ashes, which means dry. And it is about the crow, that the crow, black crow, is a symbol of judgment. And judgment means, simplistically, judgment means desire to receive for the self alone. Which means when we desire for ourselves alone, then we're using the left column. And we look around and we see that individualism turned into egotism and into materialism, and it's to the terrible extent of like there are no limits. All limits are being broken, and this is the left column, and the result is destruction, spiritual and mental destruction, but the result is also dryness, which means lack of spirituality, lack of connection to spiritual ideas and true altruism, true loving. I'm not talking about it, but really doing it in action. That's called Mashiach ben Ephraim, which is basically the preparation for the next stage. Now, who can sweeten the judgments? And here Rabbi Ashlag explains to us that the same way that the Noah's Ark had a protection because it sweetened the judgment of the flood, the same way the Zohar is a modern Noah's Ark. It has the ability to sweeten the judgments. So whoever is connecting to the Zohar and really is holding on to it, little by little will start to realize how the left column is not a way of behavior, not a way of life. And it's not very easy. It's not, which means turning around from very egotistic worldview into a worldview of real, I'm talking about true sharing and loving and kindness. We all know it's very hard for all of us. But the sweetening is getting us out of the dryness, out of the destruction, out of the feeling that, yeah, maybe I have everything, but why I don't feel happy? Why I feel so much pain? And this is what it is. So why am I talking about it? What is the message? Since the establishment of our non-profit organization, Live Kabbalah, or Universal Kabbalah Communities in the States, we committed to give access to this wisdom to everyone around the world without any agenda. And we're doing it for so many years already. And now there's a site, there's a YouTube channel, there's a lot of opportunities for people to go in. And many of our students don't even know how much information it is. You just have to go, especially to a new site, and to see the courses and all the knowledge that is there for us to grow and to spiritually expand. However, the commitment is more than that. It's not just to help people to expand, but to help people to create communities, because the way for a person to grow, according to the teachings of the Zohar and Rabbi Ashlag's teachings, you must have a community around you. It doesn't have to be like 1,000 people. 1,000 people could be a fake community, because among 1,000 people you can get lost and nobody notices what's happening to you. You need to start with a community of 2-3 people. Even, 3 is a crowd. And having that in mind, we have to invest in it, as it says in the Mishnah, Ethics of the Fathers, that you have to buy yourself a friend, which means you have to acquire, you have to make an effort. Friends are not coming for free. And as the Zohar says, only troubles come for free. And if we know the true friends to learn with, it's an important condition for spiritual growth. Now, but I talk a lot about it in many other speeches and lessons. But what's important is that now that we have so much knowledge, so much wisdom, the point is, how do you stick to it? How do you apply it? And you need one-on-one connection. So yes, a lot of our friends around the world use the knowledge, and they are building little by little, somewhere here, somewhere there, all kinds of communities that we can be proud that we are supporting them with whatever they need, information, knowledge, whatever the devices, in order to create their independent, happy, thriving communities of people that really want to become better. However, now, because still it's not enough, we need to move to the next level. All what we did till now, we did a lot, was thanks to people like you. They donated regularly. Send, $5 a month, $500 a month, whatever. There's all kinds of people like this. That brought us up to here. But now we want to go to the next level. We want to expand our sharing and to have some more spiritual teachers available to everyone, people with real deep knowledge. And this is the next stage. And in order for that, we need you to participate. As I said again, it could be a few dollars a month, could be a few $100s a month, whatever, a few thousands a month, whatever you feel, because what the Zohar says, if we go and read that part of the Zohar we just read, in the end of it, there's a message. Because in the end of it, verse 95, there's a very powerful and important article, which is about giving to the poor, and how giving to the poor creates an energy of protection and ascension and everything that you really need. Because by giving to the poor, and today, yes, there are a lot of people that are poor physically, but it's all relative. Because more people today are poor mentally, and they need the support. A lot of people study Zohar, but they have a hardship to apply it because they need the mutual support. And as Rabbi Ashlag explains in another place in his introduction to the Zohar, the world is like a hologram, and every part of the hologram affects the others. When a person gives more power, energy, and importance, preferences to his spirituality, which means giving time to the study, giving money to teaching Kabbalah and spreading the Zohar around the world, when you do that, you tilt the scale towards spirituality. Because when you change the preferences from physical, it's very easy to give money to people who don't have food to eat. That's very important. However, why is it that they don't have food to eat? It's because, as we learn, they have a consciousness that is poor. And therefore, usually, you feed them and then you have to feed them all over again because the consciousness stayed the same. So, what they say, if you want somebody to really be satiated, instead of giving him fish every day, teach him how to fish. Instead of thinking that, I donate my tithing and stuff like this to people of need, but what about teaching people to be creators, to be spiritual, to balance between Mashiach ben Ephraim, which is the judgment aspect, which makes everything dry, materialistic, and lack of consciousness, positive consciousness, and balance it with the Zohar, and then that will reveal the Mashiach ben David, the Messiah, the son of David, which is the one that is already sweetened. When consciousness of society will be sweetened, which means there's going to be more harmony, more sharing, more caring, and that start with people that think that it is very important to invest their energy and money into spirituality. So we just need your support to move on and to do more of what we're doing right now. And thank you, and have a great life, a great journey from all of us in Live Kabbalah.